Hi, my name is Sharon Mwangi. I'm a digital content creator, a businesswoman, and a mental health advocate. And I am a millennial on the move. I am empathetic. I would say that I am very caring, and I would say that I'm very driven. So digital content creation is basically us influencers or content creators basically just creating content around lifestyle, around hair, around fashion, around fitness, just anything that you personally as a person really enjoy doing. And then hopefully people relate with you, people also have the same interests as you, and then even better, you get paid by brands to be able to market their products to their audience. I'm a mental health advocate, and all of this came from my own personal experiences with mental health. I think a few years ago, maybe 3-4 years ago, I struggled with depression, and I really struggled because I didn't have the right information out there to help me when I was struggling. Therapy wasn't as available as it is now. Information was not available as it was now. So when I did come out of my episode, I was like, you know what? I want to be able to empower people with the knowledge that they need to be able to go through these things, because at the end of the day, one way or another, we all struggle with our mental health in whatever way. First time I had an episode, I didn't really deal with it well, to be honest, and that's why I had a second episode, I think a year after my first one. And that second time, just having support from my friends was really helpful. Having support from my friends really helped. Having a supportive system around me really helped me, and also a lot of prayer, honestly. Like, I tell a lot of people that God is the one who got me out of that dark time, and it really was. And just empowering myself with information and knowledge, I scoured the internet for any sort of resources that could help me understand why I was feeling the way I was feeling. And as a result of that, I decided to go back to school and pursue my master's so I can understand this whole mental health and psychology thing better. I'm naturally very introverted and very quiet, but I get to put myself out there. I get to connect with people that I have similar interests with, people from South Africa, from America, from all over the world. I think that has to be one of my favorite things, just the connection.
I know this COVID-19 pandemic has been really tough and really hard on a lot of us, including myself. But one of the things that I have learned during this period is the importance of giving back, and the importance of sharing whatever resources and whatever things I have within my means.
A typical day for me, I basically just create content the entire day. I'm either doing Insta stories, or I'm planning my content for brands, or I'm planning just my own personal content. I'm shooting reels, taking pictures. And also, like I said earlier, I am a businesswoman. A lot of my time these days is spent on ensuring my business is running and coming up with new strategies, new designs for my business. So that's what a day-to-day life looks like for me, Monday to Friday. Some aspects of my career or my life struggle more than others, because I am in school still trying to finish my master's. I have my business, I have my content creation, I still have to make time for my family and friends. So it's just priorities and a to-do list. To-do lists save my life. As they say, one thing suffers while the other one thrives. So for now, a lot of my focus is on my content creation and my business, as I am almost done with school, so I don't have a lot of time that I need to put in there. And weekends is when I get to give time to my family and friends, so I try to find a balance and be intentional about that. I actually spent a lot of my childhood in Kayole. I was born in Meru, and my mom moved me to Nairobi, and then she was a bit young when she had me, so I went to live with my aunt in Kayole, and I spent a lot of my childhood there. I honestly had the time of my life because I was an only child, but when I was with my aunt, I was not an only, there were people around me. So that's where I spent a lot of my childhood. And then for primary, I went to school in a very small school somewhere in Rongai. And then after that, I went to State House Girls. And then I went to Daystar University for both my master's and my undergraduate. I was not a bookworm of any sort. I was actually a very rowdy girl. I used to play with boys. I didn't enjoy playing with girls. I felt like they were too soft. So you'd find me playing with boys, but at the end of the day, I was still a soft girl inside. So if I get hurt, I can't cry because the boys are like, so unalia. You know, that was literally my childhood. I was very, I was just out there. I used to be very naughty, to be honest. I put my mother through a lot. But my most fond memories, especially living in Kayole, was Chipomu too. For 5 bob, we used to scour the house for 1 bobs, so we can raise them and fika 5 bob or 10 bob, so we can get chipomu too from a guy called Mwangi, who used to sell apple where we used to live, and that was honestly the most fun time of my life. I would not replace those memories for anything. High school was a blur, to be honest. I was not focused in any sort of way. I really wish, if I could go back in time, I wish I could focus on my books a bit more. I did get the grade that I got. It wasn't a bad grade, but I think the most memorable thing that happened to me in high school was the friends that I got. 90% of the friends that I have to date are friends I made in Form 1 in high school, friends that I've had for almost 14 years now. Life after high school, I think I've always been very strong-minded, very strong-headed. I knew what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to be on TV. I knew I wanted to pursue something in the media. I just didn't know what at that point. So when I made the decision to go to Daystar, my parents wanted me to pursue something in business because they're business people, and I was like, nope, I'm not gonna do that. And it was a fight, but at the end of the day, they let me do what I wanted to do. So I did pursue a degree in communication in Daystar, a major in electronic media. I was meant to be on TV, but I ended up on social media, and I like that happened.
So I know a lot of us keep hearing, oh, communication. You can't have a good relationship without good communication. You can't have a long-lasting relationship if you don't know how to communicate. But then we're not taught how to effectively communicate in our relationships, not only with our partners, but also with our kids, our parents, with anyone around us that we care for. So I'm here to help you guys understand how to not only effectively communicate, but how to avoid negative communication habits that could otherwise lead to the end of your relationship.
I am blessed to have very supportive parents. At first it was a fight, but the agreement we had was, if you do decide to do communication, show us that you're really good at this communication thing. So I made sure that my grades were always great. I made sure that my GPA was always above what they expected of me, and we never had any disagreement or any fights about how I was doing in school, because I was doing well, and I just needed to show them that this is a thing that can actually be done. And till today, sometimes at the beginning they didn't understand what I was doing, but now they're very supportive. They're always rooting for me. If I send them my social media post for a brand, they're very welcoming of it. So I've had a lot of highlights over the last 6 years that I've been a digital content creator. I've been blessed to work with very big brands across the globe, and I'll share more when we come back. I started my influencing journey when I was in my second year of uni. At the time, blogging was what was really big, and I saw a gap where a lot of the bloggers at the time were showing clothes that were a bit pricey. And me being a second year uni student, I had no money. I used to thrift all of my clothes. So I was like, you know what, I know there are a lot of girls like me who want to see affordable clothing looking stylish. So that's why I got into the blogging industry, and that's what I was doing. All of my posts were clothes from Toy, clothes from Gikomba, and even when I got on YouTube, I even have a video where I literally spent 1,000 bob at Gikomba, and I showed people how to style those things. So that's how I started off. That was maybe 6 years ago. I think I can confidently say it's been 6 years since I started this journey. So even the following that I have now, I started 6 years ago, and this is where I am now. I really struggled with consistency in the beginning because I was still in school, and then I did leave school and went on to do a full-time 9-to-5 job. That was a bit of a struggle, so I struggled with consistency a lot, and also just oversharing. I know people are like, yeah, influencers, you put yourself out there, blah blah blah, but I think the older I've gotten, the more I've realized that there's some parts of me I want to keep to myself. As much as I want to connect to other people, I don't want to lose myself while connecting to other people. I've had so many, I've worked with international clients that I never thought. If you told Sharon from 6 years ago that she'd be working with companies like Sprite, companies like Maybelline and Garnier and Darling and all these clients that I've worked with, she'd be like, that's a lie, that's not happening. So I've had a lot of career highs, but I think the most recent career high of mine was I got featured on an ad with a bunch of South African influencers as well, people who have a way bigger following than me, and I was the only Kenyan representative. And I think, you know, just pushing the boundaries outside Kenya is a really big career highlight for me. My biggest lesson so far has just to authentically remain myself. I think, especially because I started this when I was very young, I think just 19 or 20, I really didn't know who I was. I really struggled with being authentic and just remaining grounded. So that has been my biggest lesson. My mantra in life is just that discipline is what will set you apart from everyone else. Because you can be talented, you can be great, but if you're not disciplined, then you are not going to get anywhere. So those days where I'm feeling lazy, I'm feeling like, I don't want to do this. Like, I have that quote in my head, and I'm like, it's actually even in the Bible. There's a verse in the Bible that says you will despise how you ignored the signs and how you are not disciplined. So that wakes me up. That wakes me up instantly. I'm like, yeah, let's do this, let's go. I would not say particularly I have someone that I look up to. I think I am my own role model, to be quite honest. But when I did start off, I did really have a lot of help and influence from Sylvia Njoki. I don't know if you guys know her, but she was in the game way back then, and she was one of the biggest way back then. So she was very insightful and she was very helpful when I was just starting out and I had questions. So I can say her, but now, the point where I am now, older and wiser, I am my own role model. Favorite celebrity I'd like to meet is Oprah. I'm very inspired by her journey. I'm very inspired by how much of an impact she's made around the world, and how she really gives back a lot. That's why I would love to meet Oprah. The destination I would love to go to, Honestly, there's so many, but I am a beach girl. Like, I really like the beach, I like the ocean. So probably somewhere like Maldives or Bali, anywhere where there's a luxurious ocean that I'm yet to experience. And my favorite food, this one is so hard because I like a lot of things. For the longest time it was ugali, but now I'm leaning towards chapati. I really like chapo. I like, it's just yeah, it's the one for me. I think the one thing people don't know about me is that I'm very short in real life. I think on Instagram I look tall. I don't know how I look, but when people meet me from Instagram, they're like, oh my God, you're so small. I am very small. I am just 5'1" and I am petite. I think that's what people don't know about me. I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly on YouTube trying to learn things, reading articles about social media trends, about digital marketing trends, about brands, and how, listening to podcasts and listening to how brands these days are choosing to market with influencers versus this. So it's constantly a learning journey. You can never know enough. There's always information out there that you can use to build yourself up. I think a lot of us lack that grit, that desire, that hunger to succeed and to go after what you want. I feel like when you have that and then you couple that with discipline and consistency, you just push yourself every single day. You know what you want, and also just a lot of prayer. Honestly, guys, like pray, you will get the answers that you want in life. I really enjoy watching TikTok videos. I think that's a very positive space. There's not a lot of negativity on TikTok as there is on Instagram and Twitter. And I learn a lot on TikTok and I laugh a lot on TikTok. And I think those two things is enough for me. 5 to 10 years from now, I would pray, I would hope that my business has grown in ways that I've not even seen or imagined for myself yet, that we're a global brand, we're international, we're selling way more than we're selling now. Also, even just as a person, as an influencer, hoping that I work with even bigger brands, that I break the boundaries, glass ceilings that are yet to be broken. But individually as a person, I'm hoping that I'm going to be a mom. I'm hoping that I'm going to be married, hopefully. God, you're hearing. I think the state of mental health in Kenya is still very, it's not great. There's still a lot of work to be done. I think we can all tell from the depression rates and the suicide rates and how badly they've gone up over the last year, especially with COVID and everything. So I think it's time that we prioritize our mental health, that it's time that we realize that mental health is a disease like any other. It's a disease just that would attack any other part of your body, like cancer or diabetes or anything, but this is actually attacking your brain, and your brain is not okay. And when your brain is not okay and it's not functioning okay, then you as a person, you're not functioning okay. So it's high time that we learn how to prioritize our mental health above a lot of very many other things that we're prioritizing right now. And I would say therapy is not just for people who are struggling with mental health. Even if you're able to go your day-to-day life, you should still pursue therapy just to be able to improve yourself and to be able to nurture your mental health better. I know therapy is not accessible to everyone, but Kenyatta does offer therapy for 500 shillings. So if that is something you can afford, I would highly recommend that. And just things like journaling, things like meditation, things like breathing exercises, things like cutting off people who you feel like are destroying your mental health, quitting jobs that are destroying your mental health. And I know quitting a job is not the solution, but especially because of the unemployment rates we have in our country. So I think there needs to be more priority and more money, more resources put into the state of mental health in Kenya, like very many other parts of the economy.